video will give you tips and tricks on how to counter Glass Cannon Cras. Make sure you listen closely and watch how I encounter them. At the very end of the video will be a summary on the tips and tricks needed to counter them. Hello guys, it's the Epiphany. Today I'd like to show you a special video with two Kolossium fights, and both of these fights have a Cras, which is a glass cannon. Now, Glass Cannon Cras have been hated all around the server and community because basically all they do, they just buff up and do like 3,000, 4,000 damage a turn, and if you're not careful, you could die. I'm going to show you guys how to counteract this strategy, and hopefully we'll go from there. The first fight has an Echo Flip, Unitroph, and Cras, and basically the trick to winning against this team is that you have to kill one of them, doesn't matter which one, just you have to try and kill one of their enemies and possibly try and unbewitch the Cras buffs, or maybe bribe the Cras to make sure he doesn't have a turn. You can tell that he's a glass cannon because one, his resistances are pretty low and he has a cloudy Dofus. Yeah, so now the Echo Flip goes first, and he's gone in and he's put erosion on my IOP, and he used Smell, rape Villerin's AP, and then he's run back. So because Smell has been used on Villerin, that means that the next turn Villerin will gain 3 AP because it's a minus 3 AP this turn and then 3 AP the next turn. So I decided to buff up Villerin with Fortune to prepare for a turn 2 KO. I don't know who I'm going to KO first, but we'll see whoever is the easiest target. I ran over there to hide my Unitroph. I MP raped the Cras and range raped the Cras so that the Cras has to use distance shooting in order to hit. Because Cloudy Dofus gives you a 20% increased damage on odd turns, which is 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. So you have to be careful on those turns. Now normally Cras on the first turn, Glass Cannon Cras on the first turn, they go full damage, they don't buff at all. But I don't know why, this one's probably buffing because he couldn't hit. Yeah, you see 660 with Explosive Arrow is pretty strong. That's because of the Living Bag. If there was no Living Bag, the spell would have done like 800 or 900 for sure. Alright, so I buff up with Villerin. I'll put Erosion on the Echo Flip in case I need to kill him next turn. Yeah, so most likely the Unitroph is going to give Fortune to the Cras as well, so that on turn 3, the Cras turn 3 will have a power buff. Yeah, he's giving Fortune to Cras right there. Normally Glass Cannon Cras on turn 1 they go full damage, and then turn 2 they fully buff. But since this one couldn't really do anything much because I raped his AP, I raped his MP and range, he decided to full buff on turn 1, and the buffs will last until turn 3 for him to probably try and KO one of us. I spammed a few gobbles to trap the Echo Flip, so he had to waste some AP in order to release the gobbles and then probably run around and try and hit. Yeah, so you can see the Villerin gained 3 AP but minus 3 MP because that's what Smell does. It takes MP and gives AP on the second turn. Alright, so the Echo Flip used Echo Flip's luck on himself, so we cannot target the Echo Flip this turn because he will heal if we hit him. Villerin's getting a ton of erosion right now. He's already at 3.3k HP max. Villerin has the buff, power buff. I use Fortune to further increase the power. I give MP to Villerin, and then I decided to bribe the Cras. I know that it's only negative cloudy Dofus turn, minus 10% on even turns, but I decided to bribe the Cras anyway because this allows Villerin to go in, and since the Cras is invulnerable, we have no choice but to target the Unitroph. That was a nice crit there. 1.8k. Now all I'm doing now is just hitting. Innitroff is almost dead. We actually got really close to killing him. The Innitroff already used up Pandora's box on the Echo Flip on turn 1, and he used up Living Bag as well. So he has no choice but to either use Bribery or Pull Out to save himself. He decides to Unbewitch Villarin. Unbewitch the buffs, that is. And then he goes and bribes my Osa. I can't do anything about that. I had to end in the open because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to give Villarin buffs. And give the summon the Gobbles to block the Echo Flip. Yeah, so my turn is passed. Can't really do anything. Alright, so right now the Echo Flip has ×2 damage because that's what Echo Flip luck does. First turn is all damage is healed. Second turn, all damage is ×2. So normally people will target the Echo Flip at this rate. However, we need to kill this Innitroff as soon as possible. He's very smart. He decided to smell again, get some MP, and rape my Innitroff's AP. And he locks me so I can't kill the Innitroff. I decided to heal Villarin, and then I use Pull Out so that the Cra cannot kill Villarin, because it is the cloudy turn odd. It's the odd turn 3, and the Cra has cloudy Dofus. Alright, so the number 1 step, which I already did, was to disable the Cra from getting into a straight line, because Tormenting Arrow will do at least 1,500 damage, because it's a Glass Cannon Cras. Yeah, he's really strong, doing like 771 on Magic Arrow, and that's 25% resistance. 267 on Leak Pie, that is like above normal. 462 with a crit. Absolutely insane. Alright, so good. Villarin is not dead. I Vitality myself, and then I finish off the Innitroff. I have -100 MP, so I can't do anything. The reason I blew my Innitroff there is to stop the Echo Flip from having a straight line of sight, because he might have used like Felintian or Top Cadge or Recop or something on Villarin. So that's why I blowed him there. I transform into Dragon State, give Adam MP, because this turn he's gonna have -3 MP from the smell. I also healed Villarin, because that's the only form of heal that's possible this turn, because my Osa had -100 MP. Yeah, so once again, the pull out that I did with my Innitroff, it went well with the +3 AP smell from the Echo Flip, because if I didn't pull out, the Echo Flip would have been able to run close and probably kill one of us. My Innitroff has -100 MP now, because it affects me the following turn. I have a line of sight on the Cra. I do as much damage as I can to the Cra. I cannot do anything to save Villarin. I'm too close to heal, because Arcbow is 4 squares at least away. I've used up Living Bag, I've used up Bribery, used up Pull Out, I've used up Pandora's box, so there's no way for me to save Villarin. So Villarin has to die this turn. Yeah, you can see, like, even on a negative 10% damage on even turns, the Cra is still pretty strong. He's not even buffed, so I'm surprised that, well, I'm not surprised, but it's normal for a Glass Cannon Cras to do that much damage. Okay, so I summoned a Tofu there to push the Echo Flip away. And then I revived Villarin and gave him AP so that he can possibly kill the Cra next turn. It is important to keep the Echo Flip away at all times, because he can erode for a start, and he's very strong at close range. He's useless at far range. That's why it's imperative to keep him away. Yeah, so Gorball is coming closer. Yeah. Yeah, you can see that the recop did a ton of damage to Adam. He tries to do as much damage as possible. Yeah, that's some pretty strong damage from a Perfidious Boomerang. He can't really do much because I think his chance and agility, so he has to be like 4 squares away at least to use Bluff and Claw of Ciangle. Alright, so my Unitrof is probably gonna die this turn. Once again, I've used up all of my main spells like Pull Out, Bribery, Pandora's Box, all that stuff. So I can't do anything to prevent my Unitrof from dying. So therefore I just go in and do as much damage to the Cra as possible. I then trap the Cra so that she can't really do much. She kills... Yeah, she kills my Unitrof, I think. Yeah, my Unitrof's dead. Yeah, that's because of the I revived it, and my Unitrof had minus 30% resistance, which was not, it didn't help in the survival process. Yeah, the Cra did pretty high damage on me, because it was a an odd turn after all. Yeah, so I just finish off the Cra. See, the advantage of well, not advantage, but like the bad thing about Cras, Glass Cannon Cras, is that they have low resistance, so it's easy to kill them. I also gave Vitality to my Osa using Villarin because there's no because my Inu is dead. I cannot heal my Osa anymore, so I have to stay alive with my Osa. My Osa has minus 30% resistance from the from Spiritual Leash reviving Villarin, so I have to stay alive. If my Osa dies, we lose the game because Villarin was revived. Villarin dies as well, and all the summons die. So I have to stay alive. I decided to control the Tofu and swap the Gobble in order to push the Echo Flip away a few more squares. Then I just use the dragon to heal me, and then I go around closer. I decided to go there with the dragon because it acts as a shield for my Osa. So, like, the Echo Flip can't like reach me with any of the spells. He has SRAM bad daggers, which is daggers that don't crit, but it's good for like crit resistance. That's why it has like 129 of that. Yeah, he smells again. He's used smell like way too many times. He cannot kill my Gobble, which is good. And then I just charge in with Villarin and then do some damage. He has some really nice resistances though, so I didn't do much damage at all on him. And now I just I gave Fossil to Villarin to prevent like 85% damage sustained, so 15% of damage is reduced because Villarin is in the front line right now and she might die from the Echo Flip. I just spam a couple of more summons to overwhelm the enemy. Like, summons do get annoying after all, like especially when there's like 8 of them. The Echo Flip is trapped. I'm guessing he's gonna use Echo Flip's luck or something because since he used that on the second turn, it's available for use now. Yeah, he's definitely gonna use it because he has minus 15%. Yeah, there we go. Minus 15% resistance from Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so he's killing my summons now. the thing about my my team is that I do try and spam summons, but not always because it's kind of a pussy move. So if you happen to face me, you have to kill my summons because like if you don't kill my summons, it's gonna turn out to be like 5 and then 10 and then yeah, it's just overwhelming. I buffed up and then I pushed the Echo back because my Osa is gonna run the opposite direction. I know that hitting the Echo Flip made him heal, but I had no choice because because using release is like free AP and you have to be right next to the enemy to use it. That's not really appropriate. There we go, I spam some more summons. They possibly trap him. Yeah, they just go up to him and they don't attack. Oh, this one does because pushback damage is more than the damage healed from Echo Flip luck. Yeah, so just healing my Osa back up again using the red Whirlwind. The Gorbel runs away because there's no way to reach the Echo Flip. He's surrounded. So the Gorbels are programmed by the moderators to do that. Okay, so he's double damage times 2 damage this turn. He's gonna go in and try and kill. He's nowhere near killing though, and now I just finish off the fight. Yeah, so that was one way you guys can beat Glass Cannon Cras. They are pretty much Cras with low resist and HP. Well, not very low, but like lower than normal. And they rely on damage, critical hits, and critical damage in order to beat the enemy. Just a summary, you have to try and disable them. This could be using bribery, unbewitching them, or bribery cancelling their turn, or anything like that. Or just trap them, make sure they can't hit you, or hide. Because they will kill you if they get a clean turn. You have to make it hard for them. Alright, stay tuned for a second fight. Alright, we are back. Okay, the second fight today also has a Glass Cannon Cras. We just accepted the fight and we're gonna wait. Alright, we just jumped into the fight. Okay, it is a pretty large map, so I'm starting to get scared already because Cras are really good in big maps. So the first thing you want to do in this fight is to rush. Like, by rush, I mean trying to get close to them. We noticed that there is an Enna Rips on the other team and a Glass Cannon Cras. So they have the ability to AP rape. So that's why I'm putting AP Lost Resist Trophy on my IOP and my Osa. I also put my Osa at the front because my Osa has the most resist and can take damage. I don't mind about that because my Inutroph can heal him. I also spread out with my team because Glass Cannon Cras make use of Explosive Arrow and Slow Down Arrow, which are area of effect spells, which is why I don't want to get hit by that, so I spread out at the start. Alright, so you see he has powerful shooting only, and he uses Explosive Arrow, and has 519 damage on 44% resistance. Oh, it was a critical hit as well. I had I think 90 or 85 crit resistance. Yeah, I just heal up my Osa straight away. Yeah, so being like having a lot of resistance and he still hits that much damage, it is pretty insane. Wait until he gets bow skill and critical shooting as well. His damage will be absolutely insane. From the start, this Cras does not have a cloudy Dofus, so that means he's just equally as deadly on turn 1 and 2 on even and odd turns. He's just as deadly. You can notice that my Inutroph started to run in. That's because it is a large map and they have a Cras. We need to run in, otherwise they're going to kill us all from distance. My guess is that they're just going to wait for the Cras to buff up and then hit from a range. That's why we have to get close as soon as possible. So with Villain, I buff up my Sword of Fate and then decide to prepare for a turn 3 KO. I don't know who we're gonna KO. It's probably not the Osa. The Osa has a lot of resist. I don't think it can do that much damage on the Osa, even with full buffs. any that has some decent resistances, but minus 21 crit resist can be an advantage to us. Okay, so I just give Villarin AP, and then I charge in, and I summon 2 Gorballs. Okay, the reason I summoned the black Gorbal over there was because I wanted the black Gorbal to run around to the right hand side. Yeah, it did that. Because it run around to the right hand side, it can block the Cra from using Bat's Eye on the other side, because my Inatroph is pretty much useless with when he's range raped. However, the Cra kills a Gorbal anyway, then he range rapes the whole lot. Yeah, it was pretty annoying. Range rapes all of us. He has 16 AP, which is really deadly, because he got 2 AP from the Any and 2 AP from the Osa, so you got to be really careful with that. 16 AP Cra, especially a Glass Cannon, can do up to like 8,000 damage, like if he's fully buffed. Maybe not 8,000, doesn't have a Cloudy Dofus, maybe like probably 6,000 or something like that. I'm range raped, I can't do anything, so I just summon some a Living Shovel and a Living Chest just to like make it annoying for the enemies over there. Now, okay, he's giving MP to the Eneripsa. Yeah, I also used Fortune on my Iot with my Inatroph before, so that next turn he can have a 300 power buff. Alright, so the Osa gives Fossil to the Eneripsa. This means that 15% of the damage will be reduced because it's 85% sustain. And he summons some stuff to make it annoying for us. Alright, so this is the turn right before, this is the turn I need to prepare for a KO. So I go, I need to hide to not get hit by the Cra's Atonement Arrow, because if he puts me in gravity state, I'm pretty much stuffed. I won't be able to like jump at all, because that's what gravity does, prevents you from jumping. I summoned a Chafer. I hoped it'd be a critical hit for a Chafer Lancer, but it didn't. The reason I pushed my Osamadars up is because I'm gonna transform into Dragon State right now and unbewitch the Cra, because the Cra has too many buffs. Okay, it is a chance and a Ripsa. He didn't rape me, or he's actually pretty strong, to be honest. Yeah, the advantage of having an AP resist trophy is that you don't get, it's a lower chance of getting raped. Alright, the Annie's going there. He's pretty vulnerable. I don't think he knows that I'm gonna try and go in this fight. I'll go in the next turn. Alright, so I'm in Dragon State. I summon a Red Wormling, and I buff it up so it has more MP and it can reach the Cra, because at the moment the Cra is fully buffed. I think he still has 16 AP and it's extremely deadly. I need to get rid of some of those buffs as soon as possible. Also use weapon skill on myself so that the next turn I can heal someone if needed. The reason I ended there is to block the Cra from using Atonement Arrow on my Iot. He can, however, disperse my Osa and then Atonement the Iot. I just had a bit of a lag there. I thought I hit the Chafer, but I didn't. Yeah, so if the Cra is smart, he'll disperse my Osa and Atonement Arrow Villarin. I'm not sure what he does though. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, he might be going for it. He might be Atonement Arrowing. I'm not sure. He might be going for it. He's using bow skill now. Yeah, he's really strong. He's doing some massive damage there. Poison arrows raping my MP as well. Alright, so now the usual. I decided to yeah, I used greed to buff everyone up. Then I bribed the Osa because the Osa is next. Then I unbewitch the Annie to get rid of Fossil. Because I want Villain to do as much damage as possible. Now, my only fear right now is that the Podgy Tofu will push me away so that I won't be able to reach with jump. However, the Black Tofu went there, so that means the Podgy Tofu can only push me towards the bottom left. If he pushed me towards the bottom right, I wouldn't have been able to reach. I had just enough MP to do this. Yeah, so I attack with my sword, and then I just finish him off. Yeah, 2 AP left. I just concentration on the air because if it crits, I gain some damage, which can be useful in the following turns. My Osa is almost dead. Well, not almost dead. He's like less than 50% HP. And also, my Inatroph cannot heal for another 2 turns. This means I have to be careful with where I go because my Osa is the most important person in the team. If my Osa dies, then the chance of winning is like much lower. I summoned 2 Tofus and a Dofus just to like do the map with summons because I can't really do anything else. Yeah, we're just getting rid of the Osa summons right now. With the Red Whelmling, I unbewitched the Cry even further. I unbewitch the Osa. He had Greed on because Greed from my Inatroph it affects everyone on the map. The Kra now is gonna do some damage to my Eye. Okay, the Kra is not buffed at all. He doesn't have any buffs left. And look at the damage he is capable of doing. That is insane damage. Like if this Kra had a Cloudy Dofus or he had powerful shooting and bow skill and critical shooting on, he would have done at least like 5,000 damage on Villain, and Villain would be dead or very close to dying. That's why you have to unbewitch the Kra, get rid of as many of his buffs as possible. Okay, so what I do now is like unbewitch him even more. Or, I just do some damage, do as much damage as I can. MP rape him and range rape him so he can't reach my Iop or Osa the following turn. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Now it's the Osa's turn. I'll see what he does. Let's see. Okay, he revives the Eneripsa. Oh, he heals the Kra with a Brute Attack's wand. That is actually the wand that I'm planning to get. I'm replacing it with my I'm replacing my archetypal bow because I personally well, the bow it heals more than the wand, but basically my Osa is like lacking some stats. With the wand I get some more resistances, some more heals, pushback resistance as well. I get some power. I get some more vitality and wisdom from that as well. So overall it's not really like in the end it's about my Osa. I need to like get my Osa the good gear because like if my Iop needs healing then Adamanti can heal my Iop as well. So it's not all about the heals, it's about like the bonuses which the weapon gives to my Osa. Also the bow is 4 AP and you can use it twice a turn. So what I do now is I heal up Villain and then I summon Gorbals to trap the Eneripsa, make him useless for another turn. Yeah, we're going really well at this stage. They haven't killed any of us. We're managing to stay alive. Yeah, just now the rest of the fight is pretty much just killing them, killing the Osa, all that stuff. The reason I pushed my Inatroph up there, and then I swapped the Gorbal, was to bring my Inatroph and my Gorbal up there, and then probably use them as a block so that the Cra cannot hit Villarin. Because Villarin is low HP and has pretty low resistance at well, not very low, but lower resistance than my Initroph, so it's better for my Initroph to act as a shield for that. Yeah, my Initroph has a 43% fire resist and 32% air. I'm quite happy with that, but it can be better. I'm actually designing a new set for my Initroph. I'm going on a break from Dofus in like a week because university is starting, but like when I return in December, hopefully I'll be able to get that set for my Initroph. I think the resistances are like 40, 43, 41, 50% and 40% resistances. So it's above 40% resistance all elements for my Initroph. With 50% water resist as well, so that's pretty nice. It's also gonna give my Initroph like 113 dodge, which is really nice. Because at the moment my Initroph has like 56 dodge or something like that, which is it's just not enough. Yeah, so my Ive's just jumping in. Yeah, using doing as much damage as possible. Then it's the Annie's turn. I'm pretty sure we got this. Yeah, he's suiciding. Yeah. I'll just heal up now and spam a couple more summons, I guess. I'm blocking all the exits so that the Cra cannot escape in any way, because sometimes I've seen it before. Like when people know they're about to lose a fight, they just stall and then it just pisses off the winners. Okay, he's calling me an imbecile and he's telling me to pass. Yeah, of course. So I tell him, oh, GG, easy. Telling him it was an easy fight. It actually wasn't easy. It was a pretty hard fight with quite a lot of thinking and planning and stuff. Like every movement was crucial in this fight. He's calling me easy, and he's saying that he's won 10 fights today and he's lost only one. So I don't really give a shit about what he says. I just, okay, good. Yeah, your team is pretty much buff the Cra and then the Cra goes full damage. Yeah, 16 AP Cra. Yeah, okay. MDR means like laugh in French. He calls me a noob because I have an Iop, Initroph, and Osamura's combo. I don't really care, to be honest. He's shit. His resistance is shit. He plays like shit, so I don't really care. I passed my turn because like I usually do at the end of fights, I like to show off a bit, so I just spam some summons. I summoned 2 Dofus and a Chafer. Then I wanted to be able to spiritual leash the Wormling that just died, but I had 1 AP short, so that it gives the impression that I have 11 summons when in reality I only have 10. Yeah, so that's the fight. Hopefully you gain some knowledge about beating these freaking Glass Cannon Cras. They are really annoying, and I'll see you at the next fight.